Hi guys, my name is Wool, and today I'm going to be going ahead and give you guys a little story. In the background should be some, I don't know the name of this map. Slums? Slums. There should be some Slums gameplay, and I do pretty good here, but yeah. And if this goes on longer than the actual length of that, I'll probably include some Nuketown 2025 gameplay in here as well. That's only if it goes over 6 minutes, but I don't know how that's going to roll, because I like to take some time telling stories and whatnot. So I'll know if you've checked out my friend, my best friend. His name is THG Harry Bob Jr. Go ahead and check him out right now. But I saw he decided he was going to go ahead and post a first day of high school video. Now obviously he wasn't talking about this year. He's not in his first year of high school, but I am, and we actually go to the same school. I just don't have any classes with him whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about my first day of high school, considering I am a freshman and I just got there. So a little bit of background. I used to go to this sort of a special program for it wasn't for special kids, because, well, I'm taking all honors classes this year. But I used to go to the special program back in middle school. It was only like maybe 80 of us all in all, and it was like for 7th and 8th graders. And after that, we got to go to our regular high school. So this would actually be the first time that I was actually in like a sort of traditional setting, because the environment I was in before wasn't really all traditional, but at the same time, it was, I guess, mixed in with some traditional aspects. Anyways, this would be the first time I'm going to a high school in this magnitude and size, because the school that I was at before, it was integrated into another school, so the 90 or like the 80 of us or whatever were integrated in with the general population of the 500, so we were like separated from everybody else. So the two schools before I had actually been there, my elementary school was 500 people, and my middle school was 500 people. So I had never been to a school where there was over 500 people. Now, the school that I was going to had 3,000 people attending, and it's kind of like a shock when you get there. It really is, because you don't really know what to expect at all. Obviously, it's your first day of high school. You don't really know what it's going to be like. I know that there are probably middle schools that are much bigger than the one I had. I know there are middle schools that are probably racking over 1,000 kids, and that's probably usual for them. But obviously, I wasn't really used to that. I was more used to a 500. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with my day here. Now, I'm not very good with this whole sleeping thing, as right now it is 4:14 and I go to school in 2 hours. But I started off my morning waking up at 4 a.m. The only reason I did that was because the night before, well, actually like 3 nights in a row, I have a really screwed up sleeping schedule, so I try and go to sleep like I try and stay up the whole day and then go to sleep. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like the first 2 days I went to sleep at 1:30 and then like at 2, and then I woke up at 12 and then like 11, and it was only till like the day before school that I had actually been able to stay up until 7:30, I think it was, and actually fall asleep and wake up at 4. As you can see, I haven't gotten out of that habit yet. I'm still waking up at 4 since yesterday was my first day and today's going to be my second. But yeah, that's how I woke up. I get downstairs. For whatever reason, the fridge is cracked open, so I got to have some mildly cold milk and cereal. I prefer my milk cold. Obviously, other people in the house are too retarded to realize that you have to close the refrigerator door, so I got to have mildly cold milk. Great. So, as you can see, I'm already thinking to myself, wow, that's pretty great. First day of school. Even though I'm up early, my milk's already, my breakfast is already ruined. Come on, really? My breakfast? That's where we're gonna start off? Anyways, I don't have to be at the bus stop until 6:28. So, I pretty much go ahead and I'm on my computer and I'm doing all the normal stuff. I'm getting on the Reddits, checking out the stuff, going on the forums, just being a normal teenage boy, doing what to do, checking out some StarCraft 2. The new season started yesterday, August 26th. So I think I played like one game and then I got off because, I don't really have that much time to play. But anyways, so 6 o'clock starts rolling around, and this is when I gotta start my day. for, or like get ready for high school. So I go ahead and I do the normal routine, and everything's going good. Everything's going great until I notice I don't have a key. So my grandmother actually lives here, so luckily enough, I was able to not really worry about that because I'd have my grandmother home and she'd be able to let me in. So I mean, that's not really a big problem, obviously. So I don't have a key. It's okay. I actually am pretty prepared otherwise, though. My mother woke up at a ridiculous time to go ahead and see me out, I guess. When I was leaving at 6:28, I needed a pencil. She found a pencil. I didn't really need anything else apart from that. I guess, no, not really. So at that point, it was like 6:30, and the thing said 6:28. I don't know, I think I might have left at 6:25. It's about a 5-minute walk from where I live up to my bus stop. I live in this sort of, I live in like sort of a neighborhood with like 40 houses. I'm at like the very bottom of all the houses. It's like on a hill. And then behind us are these apartments. So I walk up the hill. It's like a 5-minute walk because these 40 houses, there are like 3 cul-de-sacs in between off to the side and whatnot. So, it's not that hard to get up there, but I kind of start to, I hear like a bus like in the back of my head. I don't know, like I don't know if I'm imagining it. I don't know if it's actually real, but I think I hear a bus. So I start to like hasten my walk a little bit, get my little speed walk on before I get to the bus stop because I don't really want to like try and put my little speed walk on like actually walking up to these people. So I do that, and I get to the top of the hill. People are still there. Thank the Lord, I haven't missed my bus, I think. So, the first thing I see when I get up there is a lighter, and I start to walk by, and I smell strong stench of marijuana. Obviously I know the first day of school is always going to be good, because there's some marijuana in there, obviously. Anyways, literally, not a minute after I get there, the bus is rolling up. Now, I don't have like my bus thing on there, but there are 5 other people here, and I'm thinking to myself, it's 6:28 in the morning. There's no other high schools that are going to be out here. All these people have to go on my same bus. So I get on the bus, not knowing if it's mine, not knowing if it's not, just knowing that there are people here. It's 6:28 in the morning. Who else is going to have a bus stop this early? So I get on the bus. And this is where I start freaking out to myself. I'm like, what if this isn't the right bus? What if I did something wrong? What if I have to get off? What if this? What if that? What if? And obviously, I'm sort of freaking out here. It wasn't that hard to find a spot. There were a lot of people on the bus, granted, but I found there's always like people listening to music or whatever. So don't like to sit in the front, too much tension. Don't like to sit in the back, too much tension. I like to sit in the middle, sweet spot. Nobody cares, right? So I just pick some guy who's listening to music, and I'm just like, can I sit here? And whole deal. Sure, why not? Anyways, I get on the bus, start thinking to myself, what if I miss my bus? What if this isn't my bus? What if? I know the bus number in my head because I saw it outside. Still remember it in my head, so I'm literally like freaking out. Turn my book bag around, get out the paper that says my bus number, I look at it, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Okay, I'm not actually breathing that heavily, like I'm breathing to myself, like sort of, kind of, I don't really know how to explain it, but anyways, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm good, things are working out so far, we're getting there, school starts at 7:15, I'm on the bus at 6:28, and I'm the third to last stop in the morning, third stop in the afternoon, which is really good for me since I don't have to wake up that early. I don't have to go to sleep that early. Obviously, I do anyways. By the way, guys, it's 4:20 a.m. Blaze it, faggots. Okay. So I get to school. It's probably like 6:50. Now, I get off the bus. Some random guy walks on, he's like, get your schedules out, blah, 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 blah. Maybe like 2 people actually do it. Everybody else just walks off the bus, doesn't even say anything to him. It's high school. Who really cares about what you have to say? That's just my perception. Obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone had the same perception. Like, really, we're actually going to take our schedules out? No, please. So I walk off the bus, and I had been there like 3 nights prior for like their little open house thing, so I already have in my head where I'm going. I'm going to homeroom first. I know what's up. So I walk myself over to homeroom, which I guess is like a 5-minute walk. Walk right by the cafeteria. There's free breakfast in the morning, but I thought I was already content with the breakfast I had at like 4:30 or whatever. So I didn't think I was actually gonna go ahead and get that. Today I might get it though, because it's free, you know. But school starts at 7:15, so I'm walking to this class, and I see other people in the hall. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, not the first one here. I'm like, not the last one here. Obviously, there are other people here. But I get to my class, which is the end of the hall, and homeroom is done like this. It's like like if you're, it's done by freshmen, and then it's done by like your letter of your name. My last name ends in an A, so I'm in like I'm in like the first class, which ironically is at the very end of the hall. So I get to walk down to the very end of the hall and then get into this class, and then I'm the first one there, which is like, really? I'm the first one there? So I go ahead and get in there, and apparently we already have our seats assigned. It takes me a while to find out how he has it situated. I thought it was going from like left to right, back and forth, but no, it was going like one row down, then the next row down, then the next row down. So I was literally looking at them all, and there were so many goddamn Alexanders in that class. Don't even get me started. I didn't even know, like, there were like 15 of them. I was just like, what the heck? How do people have the last name Alexander? Anyways, I found my seat. I just sit down. The guy sits there and he's like, having a good day so far? You looking forward today? I'm like, yeah, I had a pretty good day. I hope nothing's gone wrong. Nothing's gone wrong yet, actually. Maybe the milk. The milk kind of went wrong, the key. But that's not what was on my mind. On my mind was, what am I going to do next? So, actually, I might have to include a third video in here, guys. The next video is not going to be so good because I've already hit the 12-minute mark. Anyways, so I'm in homeroom, and I'm probably sitting there for like a good 7-10 minutes, just sitting around, looking at the walls around me, being the only one in the room, thinking to myself, I could probably get some breakfast right now or something, you know, just to ease off being the first one in the room, because I never feel like I want to be the first one or the last one in the room. You kind of just want to be in the middle, you know, never bring too much attention to yourself. That's how I usually feel. But this is first day, freshman, so I really don't have much to worry about. So, sooner or later, the first guy walks into the room, and then he sits down, and then like the second guy, and the third guy, and then the fourth guy. And at this point, you think, oh wow, well, these people must know each other, so they must be talking. Well, you're wrong. We're all sitting there in silence, looking towards the front. Now, I mean, obviously, we have all these papers in front of us. We have like a little booklet that our school gave us. We have a schedule, our updated one. Mine actually didn't change in any way whatsoever, except for one class that I knew that was going to change rooms. So I was pretty much good on where I needed to go. So all I actually had on there was my next semester classes, which is good because I now know what I'm going to do next semester, which I expected, but that's part from the point. So we're just sitting there, and we're just waiting for something. We're waiting for like the teacher to stand up and say something. We're waiting for something to happen. It's like 30 of us in this room. We're just waiting. We're like shuffling through our stuff. We're just wondering what to do. All of a sudden, announcements come on, right? We're listening to them. It's our principal talking about some stupid stuff nobody really cares about, but it's important. And then after that, you know, we're just sitting there again. We're literally, it's just us looking forward. There's nobody in the room doing anything. And there's like one kid on the side with his phone out. He's like texting, somebody else doing something else. Teacher's just sitting there on the computer, doing whatever teachers do on their computer, probably checking their email 10 times a day because, you know, it's super important. So we're just looking straight. And nothing happens. Literally, like, you might expect something to happen. Nope, we're just looking straight. There's nothing for us to do at all whatsoever. Then the bell goes off, and teacher says, okay, pack up and leave. So obviously we all go ahead and do that. That's like one of the only things he said to us today. Without any instruction, we just go ahead and walk out the room. I already know where my next class is. I get to go to some amazing mobile trailer, and get to see a bunch of people I don't know. So I'm walking down, you know, everything's going good. Just walking there, no problems, no nothing. A little walk. It's not as long as most of my walks around the campus. So I get to the class. There's a little line. He wants to go ahead and make sure all of us are here. And we already have assigned seats in this class, which is kind of better for me, considering I don't know anybody, but at the same time, I was placed in like the middle of a row. It's like, because it's a mobile classroom, it's so small, and there are like 3 seats. I'm in the middle. There's one guy in front of me, one guy behind me. They both know each other or whatever. So we go ahead and get in here, and we go ahead and sit down, and then he gets to talk. You know, teachers always give the little first thing. They always like to give the little introduction about themselves and whatnot. You know, first day syllabuses go out. Syllabi. Let's go with syllabi. Syllabi go out. Things to sign, things to look over. So we're pretty much just sitting there listening to him. And then he asks us to do, I've never heard of this before, we apparently have to pick like a study buddy or whatever. I don't even know, like in case we like miss a day or something, we need notes from them, so we have to like find somebody in the room. So I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, who in God's name am I going to find, like honestly? So I'm just listening to the people around me say, you want to be my study buddy or whatever, and I'm just sitting there looking ahead. I don't get a study buddy, I don't care to ask, so I don't have a study buddy. That's the long story short. It's kind of sad. I kind of want a study buddy. No, not really. I don't care. But yeah, and we get this stupid project. Here, I'll explain it to you guys. Right here, I'll explain it to you. We get some stupid questionnaire with some stupid questions, like, what was the last CD you purchased? It's 2013. We don't purchase CDs. And, like, what do you do in your spare time? I don't know. I like to make YouTube videos. I don't actually put that on there, because apparently we're going to be sharing this. And then we get something else stupid to do. Apparently, we have to like, get a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, blank piece of paper, obviously, put our picture of ourselves in the middle, recent, and then we have to make like a collage around it of what we like to do. And I'm just thinking to myself, really, how much stupider can this get? I'm not a very creative guy. I don't have much creativity. All I know is that I hate freaking projects like this, especially in an English class. Like, really? I'm going to be doing this kind of crap in an English class? Anyways, that class goes by. It's like so long, the blocks. And I get to go to my next class, which is on the other side of the school. So I walk all the way over there. I walk into this class, and I am overwhelmed by the amount of people I see. Not because there are so many, but because of the fact of how older they were compared to me. This is an honors geometry class. So I walk in, there were like maybe 2 other freshmen there, and there were like tons of sophomores. But this was actually the class that went good for me. More people got in. Maybe there was like 7 freshmen at the end of it. And the rest were sophomores. There were no juniors, just sophomores. So we had to do this like stupid question thing. We had to answer some random questions, like, if you guys can find this out right now, what is on the center of the back of a dollar bill? I didn't know it. The people who I was working with didn't know it. It was 2 other sophomores, I think they were. Yeah. But anyways, you know, pretty cool assignment overall. Actually, it was something that teacher did that the other teachers probably didn't do, and I kind of liked it a little bit better. Even though I wasn't able to find a group, still was able to have a pretty good time in that class, and I went by fast because I had a pretty good time. Anyways, that class was always pretty good. I hope it's pretty good today. I don't know what we're going to do. We're probably going to get into some actual math, which is going to be, well, not the worst. Next class goes by. Next class is my lunch block now. For my lunch block, there are 5 lunches. 5 lunches, can you believe that? 5 of them. So, I happen to have the last lunch, the 5th one, which is horrible. For all of you who may not know how my school lunch works, I don't know if it works the same in other high schools. There are 5 bells that go off, and according to the bell, that's the bell that you go to, and you just walk out of class, get your lunch, and if you're in the middle of the block, then you get to go back to class after lunch. If not, then you just go to your next class. So, apparently, my biology teacher is on maternity leave and won't be back for another 2 weeks, so we get this sub. And this class is filled with nothing but sophomores. I'm pretty sure I'm like one of the only freshmen in there. There's like 2 of us. So I don't know anyone there. They're all sophomores. They, it wasn't even the class. I didn't even want biology. Heck, I don't even want a science. I don't really like science. I prefer like math and stuff like that, and history. But this teacher, the way she handled the students in the classroom was pretty god awful, honestly. I mean, she really had like no control whatsoever, and pretty much whenever she stopped talking, we started talking. So it was a pretty good class for her, all in all. I'm pretty sure, I don't even know how she's going to be like today. I'm sure it's going to be just another day where we're all doing whatever. She didn't even know what she was talking about half the time. She was trying to explain things, tell stupid stories. She kept talking through the whole class. It was freezing cold in there. It's freezing cold in all my classes. I'm going to wear like jeans today and bring like a jacket just in case. She didn't even know what was going on. I'm pretty sure like our fifth lunch we were supposed to stay like an extra 20 minutes, but she didn't even know, so then we just walked out. She didn't know what to do, and she was just like, okay, go to lunch, go to lunch. That was kind of on the back of my mind, like, wait, were we supposed to come? Who really cares? Everybody else came, peer pressure, everybody does the same thing. She sucked, honestly. I'm hoping when the teacher actually gets back it'll be somewhat better, but I can already tell I'm probably not even going to like the class that much. Not that I'm going to like many classes that much, I can just tell I'm not going to like that class more so than any of the other classes. So, after biology, I get to go to world history. World history is on the very back end of the campus. This is the last block of the day. The blocks are insanely long. 90 minutes each at minimum. The third block is 120 minutes each to compensate for lunch, which is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful, especially when you are the last lunch. So, I get down there, and this class is set up in a way where it's not a science. It's the only class I had science was first block. But this class is set up like where the desks are fit into like a square, so you have to like find like a square to sit in. So I don't really know where to sit. I don't know anybody, so I just sat at this random table with like two chicks and a guy. The guy moves, and another chick sits next to me. They don't even look that nice to look at, so I have to look around the room to get like a better view of everybody else, because these two are like pretty under average. So we get to listen to her go on, and then we get this activity where we have to. I have it right here actually. Let me just read some of the things. We have to go ask somebody in the classroom like some stupid questions, like if they have a pet cat, if they have a pet dog, or whatever. Like, I'm actually supposed to remember these people's names. I think I may remember like one or two people in that classroom right now that I think about it, but that didn't help me whatsoever. She even said we weren't supposed to like switch papers, we were supposed to actually write their name down, and like the first person that I had didn't even like write my name down. They literally took my paper, we just switched. We did the whole like switcheroo. You write your question, I write mine. This paper was from specialed.com, so thank the Lord. Then she goes on to put on a speech by Ashton Kutcher from the Teen Choice Awards about being sexy and opportunities, and it was absolutely amazing. Kutcher is the best. He should have punked them all while he was there, but he didn't. He's a big man. I'm very proud of him for that. He turned that opportunity into success, so congratulations to him. After that, we had some stupid little thing to do. Now, what's really like with all my teachers that like to give out these stupid little question things about knowing more about us. Now, let me get something straight. I don't need to know anything about you. You don't need to know anything about me. As long as I do your work, who really cares? I mean, honestly. And I hate these stupid question things because I can barely describe myself in any way whatsoever. I mean, it is literally sad at the way I can't describe myself. So, I'm literally sitting here thinking of things to write down. I can't. I end up writing down bullcrap. Like they had fondest memory on there. I'm thinking to myself, I don't really remember crap. I don't care. So I just end up putting like graduating middle school or whatever, because I hated that place. So I was kind of glad to get out anyways. I'm hoping high school is gonna be a better experience for me. But after that, since it's the last block of the day, we're there till 2:15. which I really like. Leaving early is probably one of the best things ever. I mean, ever. Oh my god. So, I mean, waking up early isn't really that good, but leaving early, amazing. Anyways, 2:15 rolls around. We're all talking. She yells at us, "Be quiet." She's pretty cool overall. I mean, I don't really know if I'm gonna like her, but so far she's been like the most lenient on things. Apart from like late work, apparently she doesn't accept that like at all. Which I mean, I'm not really gonna get used to because I really don't like that. Because I'm kind of late on things. But anyways, she what was I saying? Well, yeah. 2:15 rolls along, and this is where we go home. So I'm not a car rider. I'm a bus rider, like I said in the beginning. I get on my bus. So let me try and explain to you how this works. Now we have a bus lot at the school, but that's not enough. So there's like this little drive that goes around like in front of our school, and there's like a tree like in this drive, and it's like a little circle. So here's how it works. In this drive, there's an inner part and there's an outer part. Now, in the inner part, there are buses that go around it. On the outer part, there are buses that go around it. There's a street that goes to our school. Buses go up that street. And then there's a bus lot with I think I fit about 20 buses in there. Packs full with buses going all around and in the middle. I swear to God, there are about 40 buses all in all. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm getting out there. I see one kid who's on my bus. I try following him. All of a sudden, I lose him. I don't know where he went. But I do know almost for sure that my bus is going to be in the bus lot. So I go to the bus lot. Check the first few ones over there. No, there's none over there. It's not 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 over there. At this point, I'm wondering, when are these buses dismissed? What am I going to do? If I don't see my bus, I start like putting my hyperventilation on. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't see my bus. I don't see my bus. Thousands of thoughts are flying out of my head a second. Finally, as if the sun was shining upon it, I look and I see my bus. Thankfully, I'm not the last one, I'm not the first one. I'm probably one of the earlier ones, though, which is kind of nice, because I get to find my own seat. Which can have its ups and downs, like, because you don't really get to see who you get to pick. But the person I was sitting next to didn't talk to me, which was nice, all in all. My bus isn't the best bus, so, yeah. That's pretty much it. I got home at like 2:30, which is very early compared to getting home at 4:38. And I signed a bunch of papers. So that's pretty much how my day went. All in all, it went much better than I actually expected it to go. I didn't really have any hiccups along the way, and everything pretty much worked in my favor. Oh, and at lunch, I found an empty table, or I didn't find an empty table, all the tables are full. I sat at the very end of the table, by myself, and then some people started walking around. We didn't talk to each other, we just looked at each other. And I've never actually had this experience before. There are actually large screen TVs in this cafeteria, like one with ESPN on, and then like two that have like lunch nutrition stuff for the next day or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think I've gone through pretty much everything. I went through the start of my day to the end, and included lunch at the end too, because why include it at the beginning? I'm like swag, yellow swag, amazing. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that does it for my day. Like I said, it went pretty good and everything. And yeah, hopefully I'm looking forward to a good day today. It is now 4:40. This has gone much longer than I expected. I didn't know it took this long to tell stories, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry for not being very active. I don't know why I'm not being very active. I guess it's just like a lack of or more laziness than usual. I don't know if this school thing is going to kick the laziness out of me or bring more into me in terms of YouTube. I'm hoping I can get a little bit more on the ball with it, but we'll see how it works. So yeah, I do have some more Endless Space. If you guys want to see that, I have some more waiting to be. Actually, I just have to put tags and put a title on it. I already have it uploaded, so that's pretty much all I have to do in that aspect. I don't know if I've actually lost the PSD to that file on the Endless Space file, so I may have to go ahead and check that. I had a huge hard drive problem on my 3TB drive, so I got some of the files back, didn't get some of them back. I even lost my games folder, which I had to like re-download most of my games from Steam and Origin, which is a crap software. but we all know that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is CH Rubel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.